Hi everybody. We're going to put the dirt trap filter assembly together for the Easy Greaser system. Uh, First thing we're going to end up doing is put the dirt trap filter assembly together, and I'll show you how these pieces all go, and we'll assemble it together. This is your 212 Easy Greaser kit for a tractor unit for the fifth wheel plate and the rear drives. So it'll do the 4 points on the fifth wheel plate and your S-cams and slack adjusters on the rear drives of your tractor unit. Consists of your dirt trap filter unit, the divider valve mounting plate, the divider valve, the hose that runs from your divider valve to your slack adjusters and your S-cams, and your hose which runs from your dirt trap filter to your divider valve. And also comes with the fittings to install all on your slack adjusters and S-cams. I will show you how to put together the dirt trap filter and the 4000 psi relief valve and grease nipple point. So, and then we'll pre-charge that with grease so it's ready to go, so we don't push any air into your divider valve and your lines, because all your lines and your divider valve are already full of grease. So what we're going to do next is we'll get this out of the package and we'll get her filled up. We'll put it together and fill it with grease. Okay, so I have all the pieces for the dirt trap filter assembly in front of us here, and so first thing we're going to do is the filter assembly block for inlet and outlet. This will be where your grease nipple will be, and we'll put the outlet 4000 psi relief valve on here. And then on the bottom, it's the same thing. It's got the inlet and the outlet. The mounting holes here, holes here as well to put it in place. So the first thing we're going to do is we'll put the dirt trap filter in here. The dirt trap filter itself, the grease actually goes to the inside and the holes here, and then the grease comes out the side. So that's where it traps the dirt inside the filter. It comes with an O-ring. The O-ring, you want to make sure there's a little bit of grease on there and a little bit of grease on the O-ring here, seal on the filter. This is a 100 mesh screen, and probably recommend change them every couple of years. So what we'll do is we'll turn that upside down like that, the hole in like that, and we'll slide it up in there, and then we'll turn it in. And then you'll tighten it in there till it's just snug, because the O-ring seal will seal it and keep the dirt out. The next thing what we will do is in the inlet we'll put the grease zerk. I put thread sealant on, and use a really good liquid thread sealant. I use this Permatex. Use as long as it's a good liquid thread seal. Do not use Teflon tape, because Teflon tape could get into your grease or into your bearings and your S-cams, maybe your bushings. So then we'll screw it, we'll put it in the inlet. Okay, so get it lined up there. We'll tighten that in later. The next thing that we want to do is we'll put the quarter pipe thread into the outlet, and we'll screw that in there. And then we'll take the 4000 psi relief valve, made to Lubrication Scientifics. There's a hole in the back is where the grease will actually come out, and that'll actually show you if you have a blockage in the system. So if you have a bearing that's not taking grease, or let's say a line got pinched, possibly if your grease gun is putting out too fast, it'll actually put too much psi and it'll come out that hole. So you might have to slow it down to stop it from coming out of there. But if it does come out of there, normally what it's going to be is you have a blockage, your bearing's not taking grease, or you have a pinched line. So when you tighten that up, you want to ensure that this is pointed towards the back of your tractor unit, or we put them on trailer units too, so we point it towards the back so it doesn't fill up with dirt. And then when you take the grease, the dirt trap filter out, it's a lot cleaner than it would be on this end, where there could be caked up with mud or ice or snow, that type of thing. So then what the next thing we'll do is on the inlet on the bottom, we're going to plug that off, and we'll just put a plug in it. And we'll just put a plug in that one. Plug that one off. We won't need that. And then in the other outlet, we'll put a bushing, a 1/4 to 1/8 bushing. Screw that in there. And then a 1/8, the 90-degree compression fitting in there. And then you'll turn it whatever direction you're going to need it. You may be bolting it on up and down. I guess it'd be like this, up and down this way, or you could lay it flat and bolt it on that way, and grease it from that point there. You can turn these any direction and bolt them on. We try to put them on whatever's user friendly for you. And then once we have all these all tightened, then what we want to do is take your grease gun and you want to fill this, pre-charge this with grease. I would use a winter grade grease all year round, unless it's just something you're using in the summertime. In warm weather, you could use a number 1 would work. And so fill it up with grease until you get grease coming out of the 90 here. And then that's good. Then you've got all the air out of it. It's good to go. It's pre-charged. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so we'll put the dirt trap filter in the vise here. Just snug it in there. Need an 1.5 inch wrench. And we'll tighten this in. Not that you need that much torque, but that's the size of it. Snug it in there. The grease zerk, the 9/16 wrench. Tighten it in there. And there we go. Then we'll take the pressure relief valve. We'll turn it in there. We'll tighten it up. Let's turn this until it's turning towards the back. Out the back there. Laying it up nice. We'll turn it over. Then we'll use 7/16 on this one. Tighten it up. And again, we'll turn it the direction that you're going to run the line to your divider valve. And the 1/4 inch Allen wrench. Tighten that in there. There. And then you got your dirt trap filter assembly all together, ready to go. Next thing we'll do is we'll get it set up and we'll fill it with grease. I'll just turn this up so you can see the grease coming out of there. We'll hook our grease gun up on the zerk fitting and we'll fill her up with grease till we have grease coming out of that top of that 90 there. I think it takes about 46 shots, something like that. Every grease gun might be a little bit different, but it's pretty close. There we go. Alright, well, it's pre-charged, ready to go. And you want to make sure that when you're putting this on, make sure you keep the dirt out of it. I got a little cap that I'll be putting on it, and I'm going to be going to installing this tomorrow morning. There you go. Dirt trap filter ready to go for the LT Easy Greaser.